and welcome here to Londonderry. Nick and Astis with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week between the Bishop Guertin Cardinals and the Londonderry Lancers. A gorgeous afternoon. Opening week across the state. And these players, these fans, these coaches, all excited to get back on the field in some real live lacrosse competition for the first time in nearly 2 full years. Nick and Astis with you. Again, the two teams, the Lancers and the Cardinals, two of the better teams in Division I. We'll preview them in just a moment, but they're getting their legs underneath them here, so to speak, with about 7 or 8 minutes before the opening face-off. It'll come your way at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Coach Cameron's Cardinals are on the far sideline going over their pregame preparations, while Roger Sampson's Lancers here to my left continue to go through the pregame workout. So the anticipation building for the 2021 season after no lacrosse, or there was not any lacrosse played, of course, last season in 2020 in the early months of the COVID-19 related lockdown. So everybody glad to be outside, playing in a game that matters, playing in a game that will count. And Division I kicked off its season last night, honoring the return of lacrosse with Exeter at Nashua South. That won a highly anticipated matchup that went the Blue Hawks' way, favorably 18-8 the final there. So BG will start with the Cardinals, the perennial favorite. Chris Cameron, I believe the count is 12 or 9 championship wins, 12 appearances, something in the ballpark. The Cardinals obviously were not in the championship last year because the championship game was not played. That was the first time the Cardinals were not in action on Championship Saturday since 2004. So BG used to being in the big game at the end, and again are everybody's favorite as we begin the campaign. They are senior heavy. They have plenty of talent that is planning on continuing their careers at the next level, at the college level. And of course on the sidelines is the longtime BG head coach Chris Cameron. So BG certainly viewed as not only the favorites this afternoon, but the favorite period in 2021. Londonderry on the other side, kind of an emerging program with, again, a lot of veterans, a lot of seniors at the top of this roster, a feisty group, a lot of good all-around athletes, names recognizable from both the football program in the fall and the basketball program in the winter. And, of course, unfortunately, the Lancers playing with heavy hearts after the passing of student-athlete Jacob Nahr just a few weeks back. So Londonderry, in a lot of ways, will dedicate their upcoming season to the memory of Jacob Nahr. So perhaps an inspired bunch. Londonderry fans hoping that maybe that can give the Lancers a lift. They, as I mentioned, under Roger Sampson, have had success in recent years. And the expectation statewide seemed to be that the Lancers are not only a playoff team, but perhaps a top 4 or 5 team in all of Division I. I think today's opening game will be a good metric to judge just how good this Londonderry team can be and how competitive they will be this season. Robbie Durhawk, one of the names that frequently comes up, defensive midfielder. Again, one of these seniors. And then again, the athleticism, the toughness of a long stick midi like Will Reyes, representative of what the Lancers are about. So Londonderry, a proud tradition, a proud program in their own right, on their home field this afternoon, trying to put the state on upset alert. Back to BG for a moment. We mentioned the players already declaring their college plans. Defensively, there'll be 3 future college athletes on the starting defensive line for Coach Cameron. That includes Aiden Ahern, senior headed to Villanova. One of the 7 anointed captains this season. And again, one of the several seniors expected to play a big shutdown role, not just today, but again this season. And on the attack side, Dawson Clark. That's a name that perhaps you've heard before. Now in his senior season, a lot of varsity experience. The Clark name, of course, is big in lacrosse circles. He's on his way to West Point, as is long stick midi John Sullivan, senior who was also a part of the BG basketball championship season that just concluded a month ago. So familiar names both ways here as BG and Londonderry getting set to do battle here. Well, you couldn't really have asked for a much better day weather-wise here in mid-April. Seems like the last few weeks the weather has consistently gotten better here across New Hampshire. Right now, about 60 or so degrees, a little bit windy. And the temperatures may drop once we arrive to the second half. But right now, cloudy, windy, somewhat warm. And the sun was out and about up until about a few minutes ago, seemingly so. The sun may make another appearance. Either way, good weather here as both these two teams get set to kick off the season, the first action lacrosse fans have been waiting for in nearly 2 years. Nick and Ask this with you. Reminder, the channel is on YouTube. That's FNLNH Media. We appreciate the subscribers. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. You'll be notified when we go live with all the best football, basketball, and, of course, lacrosse games this spring in the state of New Hampshire. Again, that's FNLNH Media on YouTube. We'll be in action on Friday as well. The plan to be in Manchester at Derryfield to see Souhegan take on the Derryfield Cougars. Sabres and Cougars get going 6 o'clock. That's, again, our Friday broadcast this Friday. Souhegan at Derryfield. We'll look to get up and running about 5:45 or so, again, ahead of that 6 o'clock Eastern time opening face-off. And then Sunday, we'll plan to give you an hour-long show or so from the Beals Insurance Studios in Bedford. The FNLNH Lacrosse Show, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, will make its season debut. That's Sunday live at 9. Can't make that, don't worry. All the archives, again, are up on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media. All right, it looks like the team captains are meeting with the officials at midfield. Not a bad crowd here that continues to grow. Parking lot behind us to our right, pretty much full. And again, fans from both BG and Londonderry here. No students, unfortunately. Seems to be the COVID-19 related policy, at least for now, but again, there are BG parents and Londonderry supporters here, of course, in Londonderry. So good to see, and should have somewhat of a crowd element here. All right, we will step aside. Come back with the opening face-off. BG and Londonderry kicking off our coverage here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's all presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Well, we join in progress. No national anthem to my surprise. underway here. BG's James Murphy did win the faceoff, lost the handle, and after a bit of a scrum, Londonderry has their first possession up the near sidelines. Lancers in their home white, working left to right in this first quarter as the shot ends up wide. Ahern will put it in play for BG. Cardinals in green jerseys, green shorts. White helmet, white lettering, gold trim, the usual road colors for Coach Cameron's Cardinals. No score here. First minute now in the books. First minute of the season here for these two teams and for us here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Nick and Astis with you. Good move, getting the step, firing the shot is senior Mike Kiley. That one wide, still in play, and now still up for grabs in the far corner. A little bit of contact, 3 Lancers in the area. Somebody lost the stick. And finally, it's the Cardinals who come away with it as Nick McGovern emerges. Near side shot and score. Well, Kiley kind of forgotten about on the weak side. The extra pass sets him up. The quick trigger ends up going top shelf to light the lamp just a minute 18 in. It is 1-0 BG. Kiley, as we mentioned, one of these senior captains, midfielder on his way to Colgate. 2 shots in the early going, the second one the difference. It's 1-0 Cardinals. As it looked like a good initial stop by Timothy Bro, the senior goaltender for Londonderry, but Kiley proving too quick, just a minute 18 in. And again, a 1-0 Cardinal lead. Second face-off. Murphy effective now, 2 for 2 at the X. And BG hoping to double their lead as they take their time here with a minute and a half now gone by. Well, Londonderry giving room here defensively, trying to pack in. Looks like a zone. Clark trying to slip through the crease, lost it midair. Recovered, moved far side for Bouvet. Bouvet is going to step into a shot that flies high and ends up out of play. BG's Clark there first. Cardinals will reset. And Londonderry really trying to pack things in here. Cardinals trying to tighten the noose. Shot and a score. McGovern. Well, perhaps a little bit of confusion on the defensive end, it looked like. The Londonderry defense speaking amongst themselves here, but as you can see, left with a clear lane. And McGovern, well, his eyes lit up there. So Tim Bro, hoping his guys can give him some help there. 2-0 quickly. BG in front less than 2 minutes in. Face-off goes to Murphy. 3 for 3 start. And again, the Lancers now trying to figure it out defensively as BG spreads the field. Bouvet looks over his shoulder at his newcoming teammate, Xander Dunsmore, Jr. And here's Tim Kiley, younger brother of Mike. They head to the far side, try to draw the defense. Londonderry communicating well here on this trip. To his left. Nowhere to go for Dunsmore. Back up top, they'll try the far side. Kiley on the move, fires and scores. Well, a great first step as Tim Kiley, the sophomore, showing the speed. Got the step on the Londonderry defender, Aiden Dennis, and again, whizzed that one over the right shoulder of Bro. So 3-0 BG. Less than 3 minutes in here. As the Cardinals have looked sharp on the attack, and they've been perfect here at the X with James Murphy. Murphy, a junior, really won the job 2 years ago as a freshman and has only gotten better in the minds of many, but well, a little bit of a violation here, it looks like, and that's going to allow Londonderry to take it. Just a second trip on the attack for the Lancers. They trail 3-0. Zach Fawcett on the near side. That's a familiar name. Kicker on the football team, member of the basketball team as well. Hunter Smith looking to draw two defenders. Comes near side. This is Isaac McCoon, and McCoon is going to be rewarded with a goal. Now, Isaac McCoon, the senior, able to sacrifice the body. And despite the contact there from BG defender Matthew Craney, able to get that one to go. So McCune scores the first goal for the Lancers. And what a start to this one. Already 4 combined goals in just over 3 minutes. BG a 3-1 lead. Murphy a little too quick on that last face-off. Pinned down here with Londonderry face-off man Alexander Gouchot. Loose ball, far side. Battling for it is Jesse Moore in the long stick mid. Junior able to come up with it. Londonderry quickly near side. McCoon across the crease. Takes a bounce. Spin move. Shot and score. Well, Londonderry with Cole Duarte coming up with yet another answer, and all of a sudden it's a 1-goal difference. Duarte, the senior, on the heels of the Isaac McCoon goal, means back-to-back scores for Londonderry just 20 seconds apart. Murphy, meanwhile, over his last 2 at the X. Big ground ball a moment ago there by the Lancers. This time Murphy showing you why he's regarded as one of the best in the state. Gets the job done there. And now BG going to settle back in to try and reestablish a 2-goal lead. Nearly 4 minutes in, high scoring. First quarter already. 3-2 BG. Here's McGovern. Stumbles, recovers. Beautiful pass. Couldn't quite handle it though. John Krikorian settled on the doorstep. Couldn't wield it in. It goes down the near sideline now, and Londonderry's got it. It's Duarte. Forced into the corner by Ahern. And Duarte now going to bring it behind the cage. Fires a pass into a crowd. It's deflected. It's rolling towards the corner. Londonderry's going to get to it. Good job by Hunter Smith. Back out front. This is Jack Kester. Kester thought about firing there, but a good recovery defensively by Kiley to push him back out. Londonderry a chance to tie it, looking for their third unanswered. Nearly 5 minutes into this first period. Cutter missed it in and out of his stick and turned over. Kester upset with himself. Kiley over, across, extra pass, and a good stop. It's the goaltender who foiled the plot. Krikorian again on the doorstep, never quite had it. And Bro made a great play for Londonderry. Disaster averted for the Lancers. A good transition opportunity gone by the wayside for the Cardinals. And then this one ends up with a whistle. And possession going back over to BG's Ahern. So a little back and forth here at the 5-minute mark. Coming up at the midway point. First quarter. BG with a 3-2 lead. Although the momentum right now seems to be with the home team, Londonderry. They've scored back-to-back goals. Cardinals looking for balance. Across the zone near side, Chris Heitmiller, the senior. Able to pick it up off the grass, and now again a reset here for BG. This is Clark. Clark, the step around the far pole. Drawing 2 defenders, pushed out. Logan McIntosh now drawing the assignment of Clark. Coach Sampson strolling up and down the sidelines. Clark on the move. He's going to get that to go. Well, able to sneak it in. It looked like low. Just over the left foot of the goaltender, Bro. athletic finish and a good shot there. Didn't get much of a step, but that's all he needed. Clark ends the BG drought and doubles the Cardinal lead to now 4-2. First goal of the season there for Dylan Clark on his way to West Point. And that Cardinal goal coming at just about the midway point here. Face-off win for Londonderry. They've held their own. Lancers only saw one trip to this side of the field through the first 3 minutes of the game. That has changed, as seemingly the home team is taking a few minutes to get into game action here, into game flow, into rhythm. Trying to make this a one-score difference yet again. Smith, one-on-one behind the cage with defenseman Nick Dahl. He's going to make Dahl dance to the far side. Dahl trying to poke it loose. Pass, again dropped at the top of the zone, and now it's Sullivan the other way. The 6'2" senior, long stick in his hand to the far side. This is Declan Wilkie. Clark, that went off the pole. A laser shot here from the near wing. Drew iron, it goes out of bounds. As Clark looking for back-to-back scores there. Almost came up with it. Coming up at the 5-minute mark, BG doubling up Londonderry here early on, 4-2. Kiley trying to use that speed. Behind the cage, Clark. One-on-one with Durhawk. That's the matchup to watch. Durhawk poked it loose. Recovered, though, by McGovern. Reset. This is Kiley, the younger. Tim on the move to the right. Nearly lost it. Clark's pass broken up. Not Clark, rather, but Krikorian. And now it's anybody's guess. Body's on the ground. Trying to come up with his Wilkie. Nearly had it, and then it is Tim Kiley in the end who comes up with it for BG. So an opportunity to hit the reset button here for the Cards. The 4-minute mark looming. First quarter, 4-2 BG. Krikorian trying to shake off the defender, McEachern. Tough, angle shot that somehow goes. Well, Krikorian flying sideways there along the far pole, somehow made it work. Couple of goals in that fashion early. And the Cardinals now rebuild their largest lead from this first quarter. It's now a 3-goal gap at 5-2. Murphy gets it up in the air. Nathan Kane transfer from North on the field for BG. Cardinals have now won 5 of the 8 faceoffs inside of 4 minutes. BG looking to expand their lead to 4 for the first time. Looking for a third unanswered. Here's Bouvet. One of the many sophomores. Good physical presence on the run to his left. Going to fire that about a foot wide. Out of bounds far side. Charlie Bellavance. Again, a strong member of this strong sophomore class. Getting some action here early on at the varsity level. Coming up on 3 minutes. Clark giving room. Londonderry going to change up the defensive assignment there. Ian Ward nearly poked it loose, and then a good stop. Took it out of the clutches there of a couple BG players. Good stop by Bro, who has been under siege on and off through this first quarter. Meanwhile, Londonderry is going to get a whistle from the sideline, and I believe a timeout has been called by Coach Sampson. First timeout either way comes just inside of 3 minutes here, first quarter. Nick Anastas with you. Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire's game of the week. And again, a good start for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, widely regarded as the favorites in Division I and as the best state or team in the state. Got on the board with Mike Kiley's goal, just a minute 18 in. Nick McGovern and Tim Kiley then lit the lamp to make it 3-0. All that in the first, 100 or so seconds of the game. Londonderry settled in at that point, scoring back-to-back goals 20 seconds apart. Isaac McCune and Cole Duarte. And the last 2 goals have been countered by the Cardinals, Dylan Clark, John Krikorian. So a combined 7 goals coming from 7 different goal scorers here with 2:57 to go in this first quarter. Now there is BG head coach Chris Cameron. Folks used to seeing the Cardinals under Cameron in the final every June. Obviously not the case last season with COVID-19 canceling the season and the tournament. But this group is loaded as any. Senior heavy. A lot of college talent on this roster, and they have looked good so far, establishing this 5-2 lead. Londonderry, though, they know that this may be an important early juncture in this game here, trying to wrestle the momentum back on their side and make this a 2-goal game again. So here we go. McCune up top for Fawcett. This is Aiden O'Loughlin. Going to tiptoe his way along the far side. He's given a little bit of room on the wing by Calvin Jazokos, the senior midfielder, who's on his way to Wentworth. Londonderry in no hurry. Well, errant pass there. O'Loughlin did all he could to corral that one over his head. Now he's on the near side. Dangerous pass intercepted. Picked off. Great play. Nick Dahl, the junior, read it the whole way. And now Dahl, near side. Clark, one bouncer across. Ends up with the goaltender, Bro. Well, again, BG had the numbers, but cannot capitalize on the transition opportunity. Meanwhile, the other way for Londonderry. McCune knocked to the ground. Hit by Cranny. Ball left on the field for a moment. Londonderry scoops it up off the grass, and again, the Lancers going to reset here inside of 2 minutes first quarter. Londonderry trailing 5-2. Off the screen, shot wide. Zach Fawcett had room to fire there. Wide of the cage. Speaking of the cage, Zach Connerty is the starting goaltender today for BG. And again, has let 2 go by, but looked pretty solid so far. Final minute 20, BG. Right to left again on the attack. Going to slow things down here as Cranny, make it Kiley, pulls it back out. And now Connor Bouvert in possession, and he hears a timeout called over his right shoulder from the BG sideline. So it'll be the first Cardinal timeout. It's called with 1:10 to go in this first quarter. Coach Cameron's got something specific in mind here, it looks like. Well, again, good to have lacrosse back across the state of New Hampshire. Action last night at the D1 level. Exeter, a big 18-8 win over Nashua South. Those teams will meet up again later this week in Nashua. Exeter expected to be good in Division I and made a pretty good opening statement last night, so to speak, with that big win. But BG, again, is everybody's pick, and for good reason. Perennial champions. Not the case, of course, in 2019. That was the Pinkerton Astros who defeated BG in the final. But again, when you're finishing either first or second every year for 15 years, you've got a pretty good reason why people have a lot of faith in this team, in this program. Londonderry, to their credit, again, have built up preseason expectations in their favor as perhaps a Final Four team, which is always a noble goal for any team in any sport. So, good measuring stick, I think, for both teams, both programs here early on. And with a minute 10 here, BG trying to end the first quarter on a high note. They have scored the last 2 goals, trying to make it 3 unanswered and open up a 4-goal lead for the first time. Final minute. Cardinals going to spread it. It's the matchup, Clark and Durhawk. Matchup to watch here on the near wing. Far side. This is Dunsmore. Back for Bouvet. He's going to backtrack and now take on the defense head on. To his left, fires and went over the crossbar. Good job by Kerkorian to be the closest to it with 41 seconds. That'll keep it at this end. Clark restarts it. Durhawk trying to drive him towards the far corner. Clark going to keep it himself. And now back up to the top. Dunsmore going to swing it near side for Bouvet. Inside of 25 seconds, Bouvet trying to tiptoe near side. Good job by the defender. The athletic Dylan McEachern, quarterback for Londonderry football team. Final 15 seconds. Clark. Near side, this is Wilkie. Wilkie looking to flash. That was shot off, I think, the side of the cage. Ball loose, far corner. And that'll do it for the first quarter. So, pretty good opening statement for BG. A 5-2 lead on the road over Londonderry. Lancers, though, they've shown some signs. And they're certainly ready for a fight here on opening day across the state. BG and Londonderry, quarter number 2 around the corner. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Start of the second quarter here in Londonderry. BG, a 5-2 lead. And Nick Anastas here with you on our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Good start for BG. Scored 3 goals in the opening 2 minutes. Mike Kiley, Nick McGovern, Tim Kiley made it 3-0. BG. Lancers, though, didn't take long to respond. Back-to-back goals by Isaac McCune and Cole Duarte. Made it a 1-goal game again, but BG closing the first quarter on a high note. Clark scored at the midway point to make it 4-2, and then John Kerkorian, the final 4 minutes, made it 5-2. Both defenses really settling in over the last 3 or 4 minutes here, as the goaltending has been elevated as well. Tim Bro, he's seen some shots, made some saves, trying to keep Londonderry in it here in the early going. Well, again, BG, widely seen as the favorite this season, and the man at the face-off X, a big reason why, junior James Murphy, widely regarded as one of the best face-off guys in the business, won 5 of the 8 by my count at the X in that first quarter. He's going to win one here for BG's. Cardinals now work left to right. Having to retreat to midfield is Chris Heitmiller, one of the many seniors with experience here for Coach Cameron. Cardinals, they've been methodical. They've been patient on the attack. They've gotten some good shots. Also had some opportunities in transition in that first period as well. Look at Clark here. Starting to get warmed up now. Beautiful shot again. Off balance. Again, lands on the ground after the release. Didn't matter. Second defender a little slow coming over, and Clark able to take advantage. A laser. Coming with just 37 seconds gone by in quarter number 2. That's Clark's second goal. First player to score more than one so far on either team. 6-2 BG. That's now 3 unanswered, dating back to about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Largest lead on the board as well. Meanwhile, nicely done between the legs. Murphy to his teammate Jazokos up the near sideline, and now the Cardinals again going to settle in. Looking for a 5-goal lead now for the first time. And pull it back out. Coach Cameron flashing signals with his arms on the sideline. Sullivan near side, tiptoeing, pass a little low, and it escapes. Brady Dumont, the freshman attackman, getting some time here for the first time at the varsity level. Meanwhile, good press. It's going to force the turnover. I believe that's Aiden Laurendow, sophomore attackman there in the far corner for BG. It was able to force the turnover and give BG another shot here. Coming up in 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Kiley near side. This is Heitmiller. Little give and go. Heitmiller, good slip. Coming middle and lost it. Got knocked down. 2 defenders, including Durhawk, able to converge. And then the goaltender, Bro, able to scoop it up. Bro still with it, looking for an outlet man. Pass mishandled. Josh DeFranco trying to recover. Poked away by Crannies, still loose, all the way to the cage where it's scooped up again by the goaltender. However, Bro's pass a little too long towards midfield, and again, the Cardinals able to come away with it. Ahern had it chopped loose. Ahern recovers near wing. And now he's going to get rid of it on the near side. Laurendow takes over. Now Laurendow trying to streak towards the back of the cage. Good defensive recovery by Podrick Provost. Sophomore defender is with him step for step. Wide open shot there, Kiley, that may have hit the crossbar. Ricochets back to the far sideline where again BG, Johnny on the spot. On the ground ball, it's Tim Kiley. Londonderry forcing some stops here, but can't clear it. On the run, count that one top shelf. It's Tim Kiley. Well, Kiley showing that raw speed on the run to his right. And a good step and a half there on the defender, Jack Kester. So goal number 2 for Tim Kiley. 4 unanswered by BG, and now a 5-goal lead for the first time on the board at 7-2. This comes with just inside, or just about 3 minutes gone by here. 9:07 to go until halftime. So Londonderry trying to come up with an answer. Pretty good defensive sequence up until the end there. Again, had problems against the BG press there and could not clear it. Meanwhile, Murphy, he's been a problem at the X. He wins another one for BG. 1-7 of the 10, I believe. This is Bouvet, near side. Bounce up and off the stick of Dunsmore. O'Loughlin got his clock cleaned. Some of the Londonderry fans wanted a penalty. O'Loughlin looking for retribution, took a swing or a poke at Dunsmore. Meanwhile, Bouvet, shake and bake, low shot, whizzes to the right of the goaltender and out of play. We'll stay with Clark and BG, looking for their 6th unanswered. Clark behind the cage. Given room to his right, to the middle, fires and scores. Well, again, Clark with the off-balance attack. Dawson Clark, his third. He's the high scorer of the first half, and he's got his club out in front. Now 8-2. All three second quarter goals have come from BG, 2 from Clark, 1 from Tim Kiley. Comes with just about 4 minutes off this second quarter. Clark and BG building their lead. Meanwhile, Murphy unbeaten in this quarter. Able to get it. Going to spark his own break. Pass, though, a little high over the head of the intended target, John Krikorian. Good hustle by Londonderry to get to that loose one. Lancers now, though, they got to face the ride here, the 10-man ride. Near side. Swimming through. Good job. Able to avoid 2 defenders. It's Jesse Moore and the long stick midi, the junior. Now in a little trouble. Hunter Smith trying to bail him out. And this one turned over to Aiden Ahern. Good defensive job there by the Cardinals. Able to use the sideline. Lancers, they have not been on the attack, I don't believe, in this second quarter. They've not been able to set up anything since late in period number 1. Cardinal lead continuing to grow. This was a 3-2 game about midway through the first quarter. Now an 8-2 Cardinal lead with BG on the hunt for goal number 9, and they'll get it there. It's Mike Kiley again. His second. And again, just a terrific first step on the move to his right. And that's going to force Londonderry to call their second timeout of this first half. With the Lancers now in some real trouble, trailing 9-2. Reminder, our Friday Night Lights game of New Hampshire, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week. Excuse me, brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Call Steve or call them at 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com. And we're glad to have the New Hampshire Tomahawks back on board as a sponsorship partner again this season. Of course, they offer both boys and girls club lacrosse with an eye on producing some college talent, with both clinics, league, spring, summer, fall elite teams. Play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com or girls.nhtomahawks.com. And they'll be the, again, title sponsor of our Sunday show, the FNLNH Lacrosse Show, airing this Sunday, 9 a.m. We'll recap this week. We'll preview next week. We've got guests. We've got interviews. We've got highlights. We've got it all. Again, this Sunday, 9 a.m., the FNLNH Lacrosse Show presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. All right. BG, they're fired up. They've got the momentum on their side. They've got their largest lead of the afternoon on the board at 9-2 as we head towards the midway point of this second quarter. And Londonderry taking their time, coming out of the timeout. Coach Sampson, a lot to say. See if Londonderry can respond, and head coaches in the fashion he'd like to see them respond. They're going to need it here, down 7. 7 minutes to go until halftime. Alexander Grusho, the face-off man. He's had his hands full with James Murphy today. Murphy has won 7 of the 10 face-offs. He's going to win one here. Good job, Sullivan, able to come over. Flips the pass up top. Murphy, near side. Going to fight middle. Quick shot ends up wide for Wilkie. Good hustle by Krikorian will keep it at this end. Most of the action here in the second quarter has taken place at this end. Due in large part to Murphy's face-off performance, but not in its entirety. BG has been good when they've had possession, and they've made life very tough on the Lancers when Londonderry has come up with stops. They've not been able to consistently clear. Spin move and a wraparound shot that's going to bounce in. It looked like it hit the corner, the far corner, between the pole and the crossbar, over the right shoulder of Timothy Bro, and again, a great finish by John Krikorian. Senior attackman on his way to Trinity College. Had a couple of opportunities earlier in the first quarter. Took advantage there, and it's now 10-2 BG at the midway point of this second quarter. Murphy and Grushaw in the middle of this storm here. And it's Sullivan who comes away with it for BG. Left side, Clark goes low. Lights the lamp. Clark now with his fourth. And Dawson Clark in a zone right there. Didn't need a lot of time to gather. As you can see, lets it rip. About 20 yards out, and it's now an 11-2 lead, I believe. Still says 10 on the board. Goals from Krikorian and Clark coming just 14 seconds apart. Still says 10-2 on the scoreboard here in Londonderry. Not sure if that's right. Meanwhile, our first flag has just been thrown. The officials been quiet to this point. Well, Londonderry showing a little frustration, I think. Going to get the penalty here. Unnecessary roughness, I believe, is the call. Coach Sampson looks concerned. I think that's Jesse Morin going into the box. Or no, Morin went off the field. There is a player down on one knee in the box for Londonderry. So a man up for BG. Quick shot, Krikorian. Again, you could hear the clank as that shot comes from very close. Hits the metal. BG going to restart. Heitmiller. Far side, McGovern. Clark threatening. Now McGovern will fire. That one just wide left. Again, Kiley and Krikorian both in place behind the cage to ensure the possession. Coming about 5 minutes to go until halftime. BG with an 11-2 lead. Shot there wide from Bouvet. Again around the horn. Oh, good play. The high crease, high slot. Original shot came, and then Kiley on the second opportunity able to clean up. Great job there as you see Heitmiller knocked down. And then across the doorstep, finished off apparently by Krikorian. So it's Krikorian, I believe, who gets credit for that one. A great pass by Kiley. And with just over 5 minutes to go in this second quarter, it is now 12-2. 9 unanswered by BG. As first 5 goals combined to start this one all came within the first 3.5 minutes of the game. BG had a 3-0 lead built in the first 2 minutes. Back-to-back goals from Londonderry 20 seconds apart made it 3-2, and since then, at about the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, it's been all Cardinals. With a 12-2 lead, a double-digit advantage for the first time on the board. Looking to add to it before halftime. Londonderry trying to come up with a stop. Clark, who has led the way for BG with 4 goals, attracting a double team there on the far wing. Swung near side, broken up, and taken away. That's a good defensive play, and that's what Londonderry was looking for. Zach Fawcett to the middle, trying to set up Smith, and Smith had it poked loose. Up over the head of Smith, trying to track it down. A little frustrated as that one ends up out of bounds on the far sideline. Back over to BG. Smith swarmed, and a good job by the Cardinals collectively on the defensive end there. Here's Colin Rourke. Crosses midfield, and now again, BG going to set things up. And give this one a ride all the way around. Inside of 4 minutes now. Kiley to his right, double teamed across the zone. Clark, Heitmiller up top, one more near side on the back door, in and out of the stick there. Krikorian, as he left the ground, the ball left his stick. However, Clark first to it, closest to it there in the far corner. BG will keep it. Now Clark drawing a new defender, Logan McIntosh, off the switch. Clark wants a piece of him, goes by him. Clark goes low, shot ends up again wide. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half, get you some stats. Preview our Friday game of the week as well. Souhegan at Derryfield. Take a look at some scores, if we can, from out of town as well. That's all coming up at halftime. Inside of 3 minutes, second quarter. BG's going to add another. It's Mike Kiley. Well, a great move. Initially, back to the near pole, and then just goes over the top of everybody, including the goaltender, Tim Bro. So Kiley makes it 13-2 with 2:43 to go until halftime. Mike and Tim Kiley have both been instrumental for the BG Cardinals in this first half. In fact, Mike got the party going just a minute 18 in with the first goal of the season to make this 1-0. He's added 2 more here in this second quarter. 13-2. And another face-off win, by the way, for James Murphy. Now won 9 of the 12. And he's won 12 of the 15. Meanwhile, rare BG turnover is going to set up an opportunity, and it's denied. Well, a great job in net by Zach Connerty. Sophomore able to shut down a one-on-one Hunter Smith opportunity. Smith with perhaps his best chance yet. But the big sophomore goaltender was ready. Londonderry going to fire again, and Connerty says no. No, Fawcett pulling the trigger there. Connerty saw it. And the big fella showing the quickness. Meanwhile, BG against the ride, going to clear. Near side for Dumont. Now a timeout comes from the Cardinals sideline with 1:30 to go. 13-2, the BG lead, and now Coach Cameron going to burn his second timeout of this first half to try and draw something up here late in the period, as he's been known to do. Speaking of Chris Cameron, hoping to have him on the Friday Night Lights Lacrosse show this Sunday. Of course, he's the founder of the New Hampshire Tomahawks, been the head man at BG since 2005, I believe, and has brought home the hardware more often than not. BG not in the championship game because there was not a championship game in 2020. First time the Cardinals had not played on Championship Saturday since 2004. Trying to get back there again in 21. They appear to be the best team, at least on paper, in the state, and right now showing you why. Leading here 13-2, and they've now scored 10 unanswered, dating back to the first period. Nick Anastas with you. Well, again, Londonderry, heavy hearts, tragic passing of a senior student athlete, Jacob Nahr. Left a lot of people shocked, frankly, in the Londonderry community, and well, just a tough thing, I'm sure, to go through, especially for these seniors. Nahr, a big part of the program. Stand out on the football team, was named actually posthumously to the Shrine roster. No, not the Shrine, the Chad All-Star East-West game. He was named to that roster. That game, of course, will be played on the football field in June, but now, tough. Londonderry, big underdogs here today, trying to do what they can this season to honor their fallen teammate. BG looking to add to their already big lead here, 13-2, final minute 20 in this first half. Lance is giving some room. BG taking their time. Bouvet left side. Pass high. Over the head of Clark and turned over. Well, good defensive communication there. Evan Parker on the ground ball for Londonderry. But again, boy, this midfield attack has been brutal. Sullivan, the long stick. The senior comes up with the turnover. He's on the move. Near side. Quick shot. And a score. It's Brady Dumont, the freshman. Seen him get some playing time in this first half, and now he's on the score sheet. Able to get that shot off before Durhawk could close the gap, and it's 14-2 Cardinals. Just inside of 45 seconds, Dumont, who's not that big, 5'6", 5'7", giving up several inches to one of the better defenders in the state in Robbie Durhawk. But nonetheless, pulled the trigger in traffic and gets BG an even bigger lead. Meanwhile, Murphy gets another face-off to go his way. He's now 13 for 16. Cardinals with plenty of time here for one more, 25 seconds. Clark, who's already scored 4 in this first half. Spin move. Pass jammed up. McGovern trying to recover, and now a flat-out ground ball. Heitmiller trying to escape the fray. Kiley to his left. Going to have to hurry down to 2 seconds. Pass across. Clark lights it up. However, the officials are going to count it. Clark with a buzzer beater. And why not? It's been that kind of a first half. Goal number 5 for Clark. Goal number 15 for BG. And they just beat the first half buzzer. Exclamation point indeed. 15-2 in favor of BG on their opening day. It's been all answers so far. Coming up at halftime, a look back at this first half. We'll tally up the numbers. Take a look around the league as well. Get you ready for the second half. Preview our broadcast schedule this week as well. All right, coming up in just a moment. We'll take a break. 15-2 BG here on our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at FNLNHmedia@gmail.com. That's FNLNHmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today. Halftime here in Londonderry, 15-2 is the BG lead. The Cardinals making an opening day statement statewide. Nick and Astus with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week. BG, after no lacrosse was played at all, unfortunately, last year in the state of New Hampshire, Granite State lacrosse fans having reason to celebrate not just today, but this whole week here, opening week, across all divisions, boys and girls. Londonderry widely seen as the team to beat in D1. Got off to a 3-0 lead, a quick start for the visitors, scoring 3 goals in less than 2 minutes. Londonderry did respond. Goals by Isaac McCune. Cole Duarte made it a 3-2 game, but that is as close as Londonderry would come in that first half. BG railed off 12 unanswered, including 10-0 in the second quarter. Dawson Clark scoring 4, Mike Kiley with 3. Help from Tim Kiley, John Kokorian, and Brady Dumont, the other goal scorers in green so far for BG. Cardinals have had a big advantage, as expected, at the face-off X. Junior James Murphy won 14 of the 17 in the first half, wins another here to begin the third quarter. And BG again in their road greens, working right to left. Lancers had trouble against the Londonderry Ride. Felt like senior goaltender Tim Bro did do some good things in that first half. Well, Londonderry unable to sustain the attack and clear consistently has left the Lancers on defense more often than not so far this afternoon. 15-2, minute in, third quarter. Bouvet looking to shake and bake. And in the cage, Mike Matzuski. One gets away from Matzuski, goes out of bounds, near side. And now restarted. There's Dumont behind the net. Nice pass. Looked like the goaltender may have gotten a piece of it there, Bro, at the last second to foil the plot. BG recovers. Machuchevsky, I think that's how you pronounce it, goes down. A whistle is going to give this one to Londonderry. Here's Evan Parker, the senior defenseman, unchallenged for the moment. Looks for Durhawk in the middle. Now O'Loughlin will tiptoe his way across the line. Looks to put the move on Tim Kiley, near side. Looks for a backdoor. Pass, though, a little too strong. Ends up with the man in net for BG. It's a new goaltender as well, Dylan Stewart. Senior captain, who I do not believe played in that first half. The goaltending was handled for BG in the first half by sophomore Zach Connerty. All right, Cardinals again on the attack. Just over 2 minutes gone by, second half. Score remains the halftime score of 15-2. BG make it 16 as the freshman Brady Dumont adds his second to the mix. He scored the final minute of the first half, and he scores the opening goal here of the second half, going low, beating Bro to make this now 16-2 BG. So Brady Dumont, starting off his high school career in memorable fashion. 2 goals. First of all, able to crack the roster, make the roster. I guess everybody makes it at BG, but to get varsity playing time as a freshman, impressive in itself, and already starting to see why. Dumont with 2. Meanwhile, this one broken up in the middle. Big hit, and now a whistle is going to come. Oh, they're saying it was a hold on BG. McEachern, number 14 in white for Londonderry, came in and laid the boom on Nick Goslin. However, the hold occurred, I believe, right before the hit. The officials have stayed out of this thing for the most part. Only one penalty, which came late in the second quarter. Meanwhile, O'Loughlin forced out of bounds here just in front of us. Good defensive stop by BG, and now again the Cardinals with 4 minutes gone by already in this third quarter going to slow things up. This is Zach Kuchalakis, junior midfielder. Some of the non-starters, some of the reserves starting to see some time here for Coach Cameron. Here's Jazokos, who did play a lot in that first half. On the move, shot there, a little wide, a little high as well. Just off target. Kevin Broderick, another freshman on the field, number 35 in green. Over to his classmate Dumont on the far wing. Broderick going to swing it. Kuchalakis gets the step, gets the spin. The shot is denied. Great job by Bro. He was ready. Logan McIntosh now trying to clear it. Throwing his shoulder into Dumont. Goes up the far sideline. This is Smith. Smith with a step to the middle. Backdoor pass over the shoulder. Shot goes wide. Fancy stuff there from Cole Duarte. Right idea, but couldn't make it work. Duarte did score one of the two Lancer goals in that first half. Meanwhile, Cardinals, no problem with the Londonderry ride. They move right to left. This is Dylan Yang. Sophomore defenseman on for the first time. And again, BG going to spread things out here and regroup midway through third period. Cardinals a comfortable 16-2 lead, their largest of the afternoon. Tied up here, that's Laurendow trying to recover, going to kick to himself, and then escape Durhawk. Good job by Laurendow there to avoid the turnover. Meanwhile, Bouvet going to fire. This one ends up a little wide, not a play. Backside. Good hustle by Emerson Warren, sophomore attackman, to keep it with the Cards. Warren up top. This is Dunsmore. Drawing two defenders to that far wing. Top of the box, Bouvet. Trying to shake off the defender DeFranzo. Shot there, denied. Still loose out in front of the cage, and then finally Londonderry able to come up with it as Parker gets to the ground ball. Up the field, Dennis at midfield, spins to his right. And now Londonderry trying to settle in for a rare attack opportunity here. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Londonderry looking for their first goal since the 8.5-minute mark of the first quarter. On the inside, good step, shot, and score. Flag flies as well. It's Cole Duarte. Duarte, as you could see, able to slip around the defender. And from point-blank range, able to light the lamp to make this 16-3. There was a flag on the play as well. May have been against BG, so we're at even strength here with just over 4 minutes to go this third quarter. So Duarte with his second. Senior attackman. First goal for Londonderry since it was 3-2, the opening minutes of the game. Meanwhile, long, drawn-out ground ball here. Still no determined winner. Murphy, the face-off man in the mix for Londonderry. This is one he's going to finally lose, though. He had won, I think, 16 of the 19 up until now. Fawcett ends up coming away with it. Then a shot from Smith ends up wide and will stay with Londonderry. You can hear the wind picking up here in Londonderry. Somewhat windy. At game time, it's picked up a little bit. Sun's still up, though, partially cloudy, but again, dry, and the bottom line, we're playing some actual varsity lacrosse in the NHIAA for the first time in 2 years. Here's a shot and a score. Hunter Smith. Back-to-back goals for Londonderry. Smith, the attackman, has been working hard. Makes this now 16-4 with his first goal of the day. Comes inside of 3 minutes, with inside of 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Fired that shot right at the goaltender Dylan Stewart's head. The senior who's on his way to Dallas next fall. Wasn't quite sure how to play that one. It looked like it was coming right towards his face. And another well-placed shot by Smith. Ends up making this a 12-goal difference. Again, back-to-back scores by Londonderry. Murphy, meanwhile, it's called for a hold. Londonderry getting a little momentum. Alexander Grouchot, the face-off man for Londonderry. His hard work paying off. Now a shot and a stop. No soups is Dylan Stewart, able to drop to his left knee and make the save. Quick outlet. And Dylan Yang trying to shake off the man against the ride. He's getting hacked from behind. Flag flies. It's going to come, I think, against Londonderry's Isaac McCune. BG across midfield. Trying to swim his way through is Laurendow. He's going to pump the brakes, come back out. BG, quick one there, denied by the goaltender Bro, and now a whistle does come with a minute 18 to go, third quarter, and here's that penalty against Londonderry. Saw one go against the Lancers late in the second quarter. Now we're seeing it here late in the third quarter as well. So a man advantage again for BG. I believe they scored on the EMO in the first half. I think so. But either way, just the second EMO here for BG. Second one of the game either way. Again, with a minute 18, the officials waiting to give this one a go-ahead, and there's the whistle. So here we go. Clark, who's back on, hasn't played much in this third quarter, but Coach Cameron going to bring his starters on here. Londonderry has scored 2 in a row. Final minute, third quarter. Quick shot low. Good stop by Bro. Able to pin that one against the post. Out of play. Clark will restart here on the near wing. Final 49 seconds. Clark, McGovern up top. McGovern for Clark near wing. Clark thought about it. Takes the shot. Back to McGovern. Pass behind Heitmiller. Down to 30 seconds. Heitmiller. Swung near side. McGovern fires and scores. Now just a laser top shelf there with 27 seconds to go. Good effort by Bro, but a split second too late. Second score for Nick McGovern. His first goal came just a minute 12 into the game, way back in the first quarter. So McGovern's got 2. BG rebuilds a 13-goal lead at 17-4, and that's how we will end the third quarter here in Londonderry. Well, the home team showing some fight. Lancers aren't going to quit. However, the clock now is starting to become a problem as BG looks to close in on win number 1 to open the season. They're up 17-4 as we head to the fourth. Back to Londonderry in just a moment. You're watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Start of the fourth quarter here in Londonderry. It's been all BG, 17-4. Opening day for both these teams. Nick and Astis with you. It's opening day for us here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Reminder, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on YouTube at FNLNH Media. We appreciate the subscriptions. Stay in the loop as well. You won't miss a broadcast if you hit the bell icon. We'll be on air pretty much twice a week here from today until this thing is all over in mid-June. So be sure to subscribe. We'll be on air Friday. The plan is to be in Manchester for Souhegan at Derryfield. That's a 6 o'clock Eastern time opening face-off. We'll be on the air about 5:45 or so. And then Sunday, it's the FNLNH Lacrosse Show presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. That comes your way at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning live. We'll recap this game, exclusive interviews, and content you will not find anywhere else. Still a quarter left to go here in Londonderry. BG with a big second quarter. Opened up a huge halftime lead of 15-2. Dawson Clark has been the man today, the senior leading the way with 4 goals. Londonderry, though, showing some heart, breaking even and playing BG to a draw in that third quarter, 2-2. And again, still 12 minutes of regulation to go here. But a big, big, big mountain to climb for Londonderry, down 17-4. BG going to win the face-off. It was not James Murphy. His day appears to be over. The junior spectacular at the face-off X, winning unofficially 16 of 21. But most of the reserves on the field at this point for Bishop Guertin, trying to get some guys some playing time here, some experience, with the lead safely intact. Here's Warren. Stopped by Hurd. Hurd seemingly has gotten better as the game has gone on. He's been under attack really from the get-go, but looked pretty good, particularly in that third quarter. Comes up with a key stop here, and now Zach Fawcett able to break the ride. And the Lancers set up on the attack here. O'Loughlin, he's played hard today. Nice cut. Trying for the one-timer there. Jack Kester, senior, went airborne, could not quite pull off the catch and shoot. Another goaltender on for BG. Matthew Piker, senior. Cardinals started with sophomore Zach Connerty. Made the switch to senior Dylan Stewart in the third, and now again we're getting a look at Matthew Piker. Meanwhile, going to count this. Running time here, already 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter. And it's now 18-4 BG. Well, I'm not sure, to be honest, who scored that goal. It took my eye off it. It may have been Calvin Jazokos. If so, the senior, who is headed to Wentworth, has scored for the first time. Face-off goes to Londonderry. Brandon Savage, Junior, initially came up with it. This one, though, turned over on the far sideline and given back to BG Zach Kujalekos. Kujalek is going to kick this one. Aiden Dennis in the fray for Londonderry. He goes flying. And then this one ruled out of play and back over to Londonderry. Clock continuing to tick. 3 minutes gone. Fourth quarter. Lancers a quick restart. Ball goes behind Fawcett. Good play here by Dennis. Physical play. Able to throw the shoulder into Zeman. Sebastian Zeman to come up with that ground ball for Londonderry. Dennis has played pretty well for Coach Sampson today. Flag flies. Quick shot. Hunter Smith is going to score. It's got the Lancer fans excited. This one stands. It'll be Smith's second. Meanwhile, there's two flags, both coming on the same play. Smith, it looked like, took a shot to the face mask, and that may have been what drew the flag. So Smith, 2 goals, both coming in this second half. Now 18-5 BG. Smith has played hard too. He's absorbed a lot of hits this afternoon, taking some contact. He's held his own in transition. Has again scored 2 goals on attack. And has been one of the bright spots for the home team in this opener for Londonderry, despite the lopsided score. Face-off, Sullivan, the long pole taking it. It's going to go Groucho's way, though. Now Londonderry, after securing the possession, is going to call a timeout here with just about 4 minutes gone by. In this fourth quarter, still a big BG lead of 18-5. Well, remember, this one got started quickly. For BG, Mike Kiley, just over a minute in, lit the lamp to make it 1-0. 2 more came over the next 2 minutes. Nick McGovern and Tim Kiley off the back of face-off wins from junior James Murphy. And then Londonderry seemingly settled in. Isaac McCure able to score 20 seconds later. Cole Duarte, the first of 2 for Duarte, made it 3-2. With about, 3:24 gone by. I mean, a real fast start this afternoon for both teams. But then BG, 2 more to close out the first quarter from Dawson Clark and John Krikorian, and then a 10-0 second period. Put this one out of reach really at halftime, 15-2. As Clark would add 4 more, including a buzzer beater. So Clark with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals at halftime. Londonderry did fight back after Brady Dumont made it 16-2. The Lancers got back-to-back goals from Duarte and Hunter Smith late in the third quarter. BG back-to-back to bridge the third and fourth quarters, second by McGovern and one by Jizokos, and then Hunter Smith a moment ago scored his second for Londonderry, and that's where we are, 18-5. Another EMO here. This one, the first EMO for Londonderry. We've seen BG have 2. Now shorthanded. Jizokos across the zone. Shot goes off the pole. Good opportunity by Jacob Karen, the sophomore attack man who just came on. Karen now in the middle of the fray there in the corner. Karen jarring a little bit with Dylan McEachern of Londonderry. Both players like that physical brand of lacrosse. Meanwhile, another timeout is called here. Less than 5 minutes in third quarter. This game has also gotten more physical as it has gone on, with Londonderry refusing to back down here. Just a quick timeout from BG's perspective. Coach Cameron, a brief word, and then his guys are back out there. Meanwhile, the Londonderry goaltender, Tim Bro, never left the net. His teammates over there on the sideline. Bro's good where he is. And Coach Sampson really taking his time here, delivering perhaps one final message. Still a lot of time, 7:18 to go in this fourth quarter. This BG ride has given Londonderry some pause here this afternoon. And they're ready here with 6 green jerseys covered around the midfield line. Well, Fawcett is going to split a couple of guys come middle here. And in the end, no problem for Londonderry. Coming out of the timeout, we move inside of 7 minutes. And again, the Lancers going to set things up. Here's Duarte, who along with Smith have 2 goals apiece here. The other scored by Isaac McCune. Far side, Fawcett takes the errant pass. Trying to shake and bake, top of the box, comes near side, and then throws it way over the head of Duarte. And out of bounds, that one got away from him. Back over to BG, coming up on the midway point, fourth quarter. This is Jack Casey, a junior defenseman. Looks middle for Charlie Bellavance, and Bellavance trying to find Jazokos, but the pass is broken up. Good defensive play by Jesse Morin. Morin leaves it for Smith. Smith going to come middle now. Jazokos trying to force him out. And Smith going to give it up. The Lancers will reset inside of 6 minutes. Connor Howe with a quick touch. Swings it near side. This is John Bauman. Duarte's pass a little behind the cutter, Brandon Savage, and this one given away. This is Carlo Catalan, the sophomore for BG. Jazokos far side, and now up top, it's the freshman Broderick. Broderick going to do a somersault, maintains possession, steps in and fires. This one denied. And then covered up briefly by Bro. Good job again by Bro. Showing some flashes of what the senior can do there. Meanwhile, up and in. Good pass, good finish. It's Connor Howe to Isaac McCune, and McCune's got number 2 for Londonderry. Scored the first goal for the Lancers in the opening minutes of the first quarter, and he finishes it here. Good pass again by Howe. McCune open in the middle of that defense, and it's now 18-6. Comes just inside of 5 minutes remaining here. Clock continuing to run. Again, the big lead by BG means running clock in the second half. This one was 15-2 at the break. Since then, 3-3. Groucho somehow emerges from the scrum with the ball for Londonderry. Gets it quickly to Smith, and Smith going to weave his way back to the middle. Smith, back door, he's got a man, and there's the finish. That's McCune again. Giving the home fans something to cheer about here late. 18-7, Londonderry trying to make it respectable. Comes with just over 4 minutes again. The backdoor cutter left open. Londonderry going to cash in. McCune now leading the Lancers with 3 goals. And again, the 18-7 deficit, the closest the Lancers have been since late in the second quarter. No, Groucho starting to win more consistently with Murphy on the sideline. Able to beat Jacob Wedge, the long stick midi, the sophomore there. Wedge has taken the last couple of draws. Murphy again, big part of BG's success this afternoon. Again, backdoor, and again, a doorstop finish. Cole Duarte. Now with his third. And it's 18-8. 3:35 remaining. Now Londonderry consistently getting a man open on the backside. And Duarte and McCune able to cash in here to the tune of 3 combined goals over the last minute and a half. Another face-off for Londonderry. This is Kester right to left. Kester got to pump the brakes. Now puts it on, trying to get the move. Connor Hughes, the defender, right with him. Pulled back out for O'Loughlin and now restarted with Fawcett. Coming up at 3 minutes, Fawcett to his right, steps into a shot. One whizzes wide left out of play. Restarted. Deep behind the cage. Smith looking for a screen. Comes right and scores. Over the right shoulder of the goaltender, Matthew Piker. Londonderry with 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 unanswered goals. So Kester, I believe, getting credit there. That'll be his first. Lancers a 5-1 advantage in this fourth quarter. Now, again, that's given. We have not seen the first unit for BG really since halftime. Not consistently. But you got to credit the Lancers as well. They have fought to the end here, continue to fight with 2:45 to go. Single-digit lead on the board again for the first time since midway through the second quarter. And the sun is back out, which is always nice. Coming up, we'll have a brief post-game for you. Quick recap of this one. Get you set for our Friday broadcast. Souhegan at Dairyfield as well. Coming your way right after we finish things up here on the field. High, low. Able to fake high, finish low. That's Aiden Dennis. (18-10). This with 2:24 to go. And again, the Londonderry starters have really played most of the minutes for Coach Sampson today. And are getting rewarded statistically here late in the game. With both Dennis and Kester scoring for the first time. Duarte, McCune, and Smith have scored multiple goals, including ones here in the fourth. Well, BG going to get to this one. A rare non-James Murphy face-off win. Near side. Over the stick head of the intended target, Sebastian Zeman. And given back over to the Lancers as we move inside of 2 minutes to go. Unchallenged is Nick Villeneuve. Senior getting some playing time here late for Londonderry. Good job far side. That's Connor Howe able to split the double team. Howe on the run, going to fire. That one, I think, broken up by a defenseman in midair. Recovered by the goaltender Piker. His outlet, a little too long, intended for the freshman Broderick. Loose on the side, and then a quick whistle. It's going to reset things here in favor of the Cardinals here. That's Broderick waiting for the restart whistle. He gets it. Chizoko's going to jog near side. And we're down to a minute 20. Cardinals in no hurry with still a commanding 18-10 lead on the board. Six unanswered by Londonderry. BG trying to end that here. Shot, though, from Chizoko's jammed up. And out of play, Will Reyes has come on, a favorite on the basketball court, and a favorite on the gridiron as well, one of Londonderry's standout linebackers. Meanwhile, quick turn and fire, and this one is going to go. It's got the BG bench fired up. As one of their favorites gets his name in the scorer's book, flexing his muscles over there. Why not? Tanner McLaughlin, senior attackman. He's headed to Bryant. Haven't heard from him yet until just now. Tanner with his first goal, and McLaughlin has made this 19-10. 45 seconds to go in quarter number 4. It's been all BG today. Cardinals will improve to 1-0. Londonderry will slip to 0-1. Meanwhile, a violation here is going to hand this to the Lancers. 40 seconds and counting. Savage. And restart things for Howe. Final half minute. Duarte looking for his 4th goal. Try and muscle his way. Going to bring the defender all the way to the near pole. Now Smith takes over behind the cage. 20 seconds. Reverses direction near side. Smith looking for a cutter. Spins again. Comes back middle and scores. Hunter Smith having a standout game for the Lancers. His 4th. Makes it 19-11 now with just 12 seconds to go. Smith with 4, McCune and Duarte with 3 for Londonderry. And again, most of the Lancers scoring has come in this 4th quarter. After trailing at 1 point, 18-4, they've made it a more respectable 19-11. Final 10 seconds. And a whistle here against Londonderry. That'll stop the clock with just inside of 7 seconds, and that should just about send us home. And send the Cardinals back to Nashua with a 1-0 record. Final score here from Londonderry, BG 19, Londonderry 11. Another season opening victory for Cardinals coach Chris Cameron, as he sends Coach Roger Sampson's Lancers to 0-1 to start the year. These teams will meet again later this week down at Stellos Stadium. So BG showing how dangerous, how scary they can be, why they're the consensus number 1, putting up 19 in a win on opening night on the road. We'll come back to talk about it, look at a couple other scores across the state as well. We'll wrap this thing up in just a moment. You're watching the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you. we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today. Final score here from Londonderry. Bishop Guertin 19. Londonderry 11. Cardinals open up at 1-0 as the Lancers slip to 0-1. BG set the tone very early. 3 goals in the first 2 minutes from Michael Kiley, Nick McGovern, and Tim Kiley. Made it 3-0 visitors early. Back-to-back goals from Londonderry a moment later. Pulled the Lancers within 1 at 3-2. Unfortunately for the home team, that is as close as they would come, as BG would close out the first quarter with a couple more. Dawson Clark, John Krikorian in the final 6 minutes to make it 5-2 after 1. Then the floodgates opened up in the second quarter. BG with 10 goals, highlighted by Clark with 4 of his 5 coming in that second quarter frame. Made it 15-2 at halftime. Freshman Brady Dumont, his second score for BG. The first 3 minutes of the third quarter pushed the Cardinal lead to 16-2. Londonderry fought back. Cole Duarte, Hunter Smith. Duarte's second, Smith's first. Late the third quarter made it 16-4. Back-to-back BG goals by Nick McGovern to close out the third quarter, and then Calvin Jazokos to open the fourth. Gave BG their largest lead of the game at 18-4. But then Londonderry, never say die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unanswered goals. Hunter Smith, Isaac McCune, Cole Duarte, Jack Kester, Aiden Dennis, in that order. Brought Londonderry within 8 at 18-10. Final minute, back and forth. Tanner McLaughlin for BG, another for Hunter Smith. And that is where we end things at 19-11. BG, their starters rolling heavy in that first half, led by Dawson Clark's 5 goals. Also, junior face-off man James Murphy, very good by my count, winning 16 of 20 face-offs through 3 quarters. Other scores around the state. Again, the action officially kicked off last night. Exeter beating Nashua South 18-8 in Division I action. Again, that was yesterday. Today, Bedford, an 11-3 lead over Concord. That game is at halftime. The Bulldogs looking good out of the gate. Trinity, widely seen as perhaps the favorite in Division III. They've got a 4-2 lead over Pelham. That game is early on in the second quarter. Python's considered a contender as well. Oyster River, that's an upcoming program. I'm sure we'll talk about them more this season. They've got a big lead, 12-1 over Spalding. That game is at the start of the fourth quarter. By the way, BG fans, you can check out the girls. They're in action tonight against Londonderry. That's a big marquee Division I girls matchup. It'll be aired by our friends over at Nashua ETV tonight at 7 o'clock if you want to check that out. That'll get going at 7. Again, Londonderry at BG on the girls' side on Nashua ETV. Again, final score here. BG a big win, 19-11 on the boys' side over Londonderry. Want to thank everybody involved. The Londonderry Athletic Department, Howard Sobolov, the AD, doing a great job. His assistant Cynthia helping us out as well. We appreciate that. And all the game day staff here at Londonderry making things easy for us. Our videographer is John Barron, our chief on-site technician as well. John doing a good job as usual behind the camera. The producer is Ben Beals, back at the Beals Insurance Studios, getting us off the ground and then landing us safely, as he always does. The big man in the chair, the executive producer down in sunny Florida, is Steve Beals. My name is Nick Anastas, and I'm saying so long. Final score, final time. Bishop Guertin 19, Londonderry 11. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. So long, folks.